Who pays closing costs in a wholesale deal?
To learn more about real estate wholesaling and investing, please visit www.smartrealestatewholesaling.com, and for our Quick Start program, go to www.11dayschallenge.com.
All right, this is a good question here. Who pays closing costs in a wholesale deal? It's completely optional. I had a friend call me the other day, said, hey, I found this fee. He's buying a house in Houston. And it's like, I found this fee. Is this normally real? I was like, yo, there could be fee for anything. This is America. You could charge a fee just for listening to me. It's called consultation, right? You charge a fee for anything, okay? And it's absolutely legal, right, to do that. So just keep that at the back of your mind that there could be fee for anything, okay? So closing costs come in all kinds of shapes and forms. When you're dealing with investment deals, they're usually cheaper, but when you're dealing with a house that somebody's going to buy with a mortgage to live in, you're going to find origination fees. Mortgage origination fees, those are two different things. Mortgage fees, those are three different things. These fees, document fees, you're going to find all kind of craziness, okay? I'm probably exaggerating a little bit, but the point is that you're going to find fees, right? So, but when you're dealing with investment deals, it's not that much, okay? So for the most part, we always offer our sellers that we will pay the closing costs. Why? Because I know I'm going to make $35,000. I know I'm going to make $25,000. So I can handle $3,000 closing fee. I can handle $4,000 closing fee because the seller's closing fee is usually not a lot, okay? Not as compared to a buyer's closing fee or closing costs, right? Closing costs for a buyer includes all the finance fees and like all different craziness of fees, right? But the seller's fees, realty transfer fees, title fees, a couple of things, maybe $300 for something over here and there before you spend $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 at most, depending on the size of the deal. The closing costs are covered. So if I'm going to make $20,000, that's again a reason why I say I only deal with houses. I only market to neighborhoods where the value are $100,000 or more, because I want to have room to be able to pay for that. Because it sounds better when I say, hey, I want to pay the closing cost, than, hey, just give me your house very cheaply for no reason, right? It's part of how we make the deal a lot sweeter, okay? So who pays the closing costs? Typically, it's supposed to be either the buyer or the seller. But sometimes you just want to say, hey, I'll pay your closing cost, okay? So I don't know. I don't know if you heard this story before. The first deal I closed back in 2005, I was making $20,000 and the guy came to the table, noticed I did something wrong. That's why I was able to see how much money I was making. But I was making $20,000 and he said, hey, you're not going to make $20,000 off of me. And I said, oh, snap. I guess the deal is about to fall through. After all, I've never made that kind of money before, right? So it was like, okay, I was like scratching my neck. What do? I was like, you know what? I'll give you $10,000, right? And he said, you got a deal. And then I made $10,000 back in December 2005. But my point there is that it didn't have to be $10,000 that I gave to him. I didn't have to split down the middle, right? I didn't have to do that. I could have easily said, you know what? You have a $3,000 closing fee here. I'll cover that. I pay that. And you never know. You may say, okay, all right. So I get to walk out of here with just $40,000 flat fee. I was like, yeah. And then I could have closed the deal. So it's a way for us that we use to negotiate to make the deal feel sweeter to the seller. And even sometimes the buyer, like, hey, listen, I'm okay with this deal. I'll pick up half of your closing cost, but don't overdo it, because then it's going to start feeling like maybe you're trying to hide something. But I'm saying when it comes down to it and you have to negotiate, feel free to offer to pay someone's closing costs. And then the adjusters, or what do you call them? The closing agents will adjust that number and everybody is happy, right? So as far as who pays the closing costs, it varies. It depends. I always offer to pay the closing costs as a way to make the deals sweeter, okay? Hopefully you've been enlightened, educated. I'll see you on the next one, and peace.
To learn more about real estate wholesaling and investing, please visit www.smartrealestatewholesaling.com, and for our Quick Start program, go to www.11dayschallenge.com.